Okay, hope all of you are doing good at your vacation. So I think we can begin now. Already we are 6:33. Okay, so just since many of them are still joining, let me just test your knowledge based on the previous sessions. Okay. I just came across this question in some secure question in the company exam. So let me see. So can anyone guess what will be the output of this? So we are using slicing concept right here. Just guess it. So we have a one list, existing list, where we have some numbers stored there. Then in the list 9, I am trying to store some values from the list 1 to list 2, correct? Right, so answer is 8, 4. So hope you understood why 8, 4. So this is a bit confusing one because they have not used end value, starting value they have used, end value is not mentioned, but the step counter is -1, correct? So starting with 1, going in the reverse direction, correct? -1 means going in the reverse direction. So basically what is happening here? So 4, 8. So we are starting with first index here. -1 means we are going in the negative direction, correct? So since there is no end value mentioned, so we'll access till the last value, which is 4 towards left side. So output will be 8, 4, right? So should be able to understand these kind of syntaxes. Okay, let's check more question based on this. Yeah, try to predict the answer for this. Question. So we are using two square brackets, right? So it's basically we are accessing one list, one set of values. From that, we are trying to access another set of values. It's a tricky one. You have to try it honestly. Don't type in some online compiler and give me the answer. Try it genuinely. Guess the answer. Vijay Chandra, IETPYRE. Okay. Any other answer? No other answers. Understood nested list concept in the last session, right? So it's similar to that, but we are combining nested list with slicing, correct? ETPY. Unknown user is telling ETP. Unknown user, can you explain why the answer is ATP? Okay, so we are getting the answer is ATP. So this is bit again, you need to understand the logic, you know. So here, first index is telling what? Starting from index 2 and going up to 7, right? So grid, that means we are starting from I, right? I, E, T, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means we will extract up to ITPY. That is first set of value. This is done. Then what does this do is, based on whatever we extracted from this particular slicing value, the remaining values will be extracted from this value, not the original string, right? So from this updated string, again, we are trying to access the value from 1 to 4. That means except 4, starting from 1, that is starting from here, going up to here, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means up to here only we are accessing. So ETP will be our output, right? So this is again a bit a tricky one, so that we will understand how to apply the slicing concept based on the question, right? So hope everyone got it. 4 is not included. See, slicing means what? Including starting value, excluding the ending value. Okay, so 4 means we are not including the fourth index. 7 means we are not including the seventh index, but 2 and 1 are included. That is what slicing is. Okay. So in today's session, we will be learning few topics based on the Python strings. I think strings are already introduced some concepts in the earlier sessions. So I will enable some questions based on strings today. Okay, so I'll also discuss from now on at least 2-3 questions from the whatever the questions I am updating in the model. Few people requested, so at least discuss 1 or 2 problems so that we'll get to know what type of approach we have to follow. So from now on, whatever the questions I'm going to add in the model, at least 2-3 problems I'll discuss during the session so that you can immediately go and start working on those problems, right? So today I will enable string-based problems. Okay. So the first question you can see here, I will enable them once the session is over, so you can start practicing. So string operations made easy with Python. That is the first question, right? So what? It's a very big question actually, but every type of operation we're trying to do in the single question, right? So write a program that asks the user to enter the string with spaces, then print out the following. So what we have to print? The length of the overall string, the second character of the string, the last character of the string, the first 5 characters of the string, the last 2 characters of the string, then print the string in the backward direction, print every character of the string except the last one, print every character of the string except the first and last. Then if the string contains a lowercase letter a, then print out the index of the first lowercase a. Otherwise say that there is no lowercase a. Then print the string in all caps, that means all capitals. Then print the string with every space replaced with an underscore. Okay, that means if there is a space in the string, replace that with the underscore. Okay, this is the question. So a lot of operations you are doing in a single question. So let us try to implement this through you guys. Okay, so I'll ask one by one so that it will be practiced during the session itself. So hope you understood the question, right? So this is our test case. Right. Okay, so hope you understood here. This is our input. So what is the total length? The total length of the string. So that means 14 characters are there. What is our second character? R. What is our last character? Again R, right? So what are the first 5 characters? So AR, SEN, right? That is our first 5 characters. So what are the last 2 characters? ER. So we have to print the last 2 characters. print the string in backwards direction. So backward direction means in the reverse order, right? So if you print in reverse, this will be your output. Print all characters except the last one, right? So last one means this R should be ignored. So we are printing only up to that point. Then print all except first and last, right? So what is our first character? A. And what is our last character? R. So except both of them, we have to print all the remaining characters. Then we have to check if there is a lowercase a. So in this case, there is no lowercase a. Sorry, there is a lowercase a here, right? The first index only. So we are printing the index of the first lowercase a. So lowercase letter a is coming in the zeroth position only. So we are printing 0 there. Then converting the string into all capitals. Then replace space with the underscore. So wherever space is there, we are replacing that with the underscore. So it's a very simple question. So based on this, except few one or two, but remaining all are simple only. So obviously to solve this problem, what is required? 90% you require slicing, right? So can be solved using slicing and some inbuilt string functions, correct? So this is our requirement. So this question can be solved using slicing and some inbuilt string functions. So I already told you to explore string functions through W3 schools, right? So string functions, string methods in Python, W3 schools, right? So you can open this link. So for solving this question, I think we require this capitalize, right? Index is required, is upper is required, correct? So we can go through this. Just that particular link here, that particular row. Okay, so let us try to solve one by one. So I want whatever you are able to solve, one answer from each one of you, right? Whoever is able to understand the question. So obviously, what is the first question? We need to take the input from the user, correct? So let us assume our string name is input, I mean S. How will you print the length of the string? How will you print the length of the string? Length colon. Tell me anyone, what is the function we need to use to print the length of the string? Lem of S, correct? So let us try to print Arsenal colors, right? So length is 15, we are getting the output, right? So let us continue. So what is the second requirement? What is the second requirement? Print second character. How will you print the second character? This is simple, right? So for everything, you have to write the message, customized message, second char colon. See, this question I've combined all the concept into a single question. So that everyone can revise slicing and strings in a single question. So I've spent a lot of time to frame this question. So please learn this question carefully, understand what and all is happening in this question. Okay. So how will you extract the second character? Just through the index, right? So S of 1 means you will be able to extract the second character. So second character is R. So that's what we got. Then what is the third question? Print the last character. Yeah. This is one thing where who understands the slicing can immediately answer. How will you extract the last character? Anyone? Quickly you have to tell me. Very good. So Justin, Samuel, Bharat, all of them are very fast. Good. Right? So last character. Sorry. So Arsenal, if my string name is Arsenal, what is the last character? L. Right? Hope you are following. So what is the next character? Next question. You have to extract the first 5 characters. So how will you extract the first 5 character? First 5 characters. S of colon 5. Some people are getting it wrong. Few people got it right. Justin wrong. Shrikhar wrong. Harivardhan is right. Yeah. Samuel is also right. So see, index starts from 0, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to 4 means we will be extracting last 5 characters. Very good. Next question. Next question is tricky. How will you extract last 2 characters? Will you extract last 2 characters? Think about it. So you know the negative indexing slicing supports negative indexing, correct? Yes. Any other answers? Last 2 characters, how will you extract? S of length of is -2. Okay. Why do you need to Nikhil is giving S of length of -2. Samuel is telling -1 of -2. Okay, let us try this because each one of them are having different approaches. So I think the simplest approach would be just access the string, start with the index -2, right? Don't mention the ending index. So you know the string negative indexing, right? To -1, -2, -3 in that order we go. Suppose class is my string. Right, last 2 character, how will I extract? I'll start from the -2 and I'm not mentioning the ending index means I'll go in the forward direction. That means I'll be able to extract these 2. Okay. So let us see this one first. So see, I'm getting A of L. Some people suggest a different approach. Let me try that. So again, if you're using length of S, you are wasting some time here because you need to calculate using length. So this also works because what he's doing in this approaches is finding the total length of the string. So then -2 is doing. So in that way also you can try. But again, here you are wasting some time because you need to calculate the length of the string. It takes some time. So there is a way to copy a cell previous line. So what is that? Just a minute. Try another approach based on your suggestion. Darvish is telling -3. -3, -1 may not work, right? Is there any other approach? -1 of -2. Let us try this one. -1 of -2. So this will not work, Samuel. Try to think what is wrong in your code, right? Again, Anshika, your approach is very clumsy because this is not fixed, right? Every time because length of the string you don't know. -1 of -3 colon -1. This also may not work. Yeah, so you're getting reverse actually. So try to think about the approach. This will not work for all the type of input. Okay, so the easiest approach would be any one of these 2. This is also fine. Okay, or just -2 also is fine. Just use the negative indexing, negative slicing. Okay. Then what is the next question? You have to print in the reverse order, right? Backwards. Backwards means nothing but reverse. Tell me how will you do it? Simple one. This we did in the last session. Just put 2 colon -1. Yes. Most of you know this. Most of you know this. So we will quickly move to the next one. So what is the next one? Print all characters except last one, right? Except last one. Yes. So all characters except last one. How will you do it? You have to extract all characters except last one. So can we use positive indexing or negative indexing for this? Which one is the easiest way? Again, you can use the positive indexing, but you have to find out the length of the string, so you are wasting some time. So instead, better use the negative indexing. So what is s of colon minus 1? Minus 1 means the last value, right? So except that last value, we'll be able to extract it. So let us try this. So we are able to get it. L is missing, so R is now. So only this much we have extracted. Next one. What about first and last? All caps except first and last. So it's simple, right? Just mention starting from first index colon minus 1. This is also simple. Yeah. So most of you are getting it right. Then next question is what? So next what we have to do? We have to find out the index of first lowercase a. This one, let's see how many of you can do it. So you can use some inbuilt function for this. So what is the function we can use for this is index function. So what does this index function does? Searches the string for a specified value and returns the position where it was found. Correct? So basically, yeah, find also you can use, index also you can use. So do we have find here? Yeah. So searches the string for a specified value and returns the position of where it was found. So any one of them you can use. Okay. So let us try to do it. S dot find of a. So since we are looking for the lowercase a, we have to enter our input in lowercase a. Okay, so we are getting it. Let me try some other value. GRIT. Right. Vachupalli. For example, this is my string. So what is output I'm getting? 13 I'm getting here because if you try to count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now find is not working here, right? What is the problem with the find? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it is returning the last occurrence. So Bharat, find may not work for this case. So what is the another approach? So you can use index function. So just use normal conditional statement. If A in yes, correct. So what we are doing, we are checking if there is a small case a in our string. If it is there, so what I'll do, I'll extract it to some other variable s dot index of a. So what I want to do is I'll find out the first occurrence of a and store it in x. Then I'll print the customized message. So what is our message? Index of first lowercase a is, right? Where is our a? Index basically in the x variable. So this will work because index will only return the first occurrence. So grid Python Jupyter, for example. So what is my output I'm getting? 12 I'm getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So you can see it is giving you the first occurrence. Break is not required because this is not for loop. This is just if condition. Okay. So if there is a in yes, then only it will do. Then there is one more test case basically. If there is no a in s, what we have to do, if the string contains lowercase a, print out the index. Otherwise, print there is no lowercase a. So obviously we need to write the else statement. Else print no a. Right? That is else part. Then the next question is print all caps. So this is simple, which we have already done in the last session. How will you print all caps? Just use the uppercase function. s dot upper, right? S dot upper. So you have to remember these functions wherein as and when you require, you have to use them. Then what is the last question? Replace spaces with underscore. Right. For this, you can use the replace function from your library. So what is the replace? Returns a string where specified value is replaced with the another specified value. So what is the syntax for the replace function? Whatever the string that you want to apply the operation, text dot replace, right? So this is the source string and this is the replacing string. So what is happening here? Banana is getting replaced with apples. So we'll use the same technique here. So what we have to do? Replace space with underscore. That's what we are doing, right? S dot replace. Because my string name is yes. So s dot replace. So what I have to replace? Space we have to replace, right? So space means we have to just give two colons, I mean hyphen with a space. Then what is our replacing character? Underscore. So this is what you have to do. Right. So can you, is it replaced? Yes. So space is replaced with. So you can see the difference between find and index before using it because see here. So basically, the find method finds the first occurrence of the specified value. See here, the find method is almost same as the index method. The only difference that index method raises an exception if the value is not found. But why it didn't work for that, we have to check. Let's see. It's called find of. Did we give the wrong word or what? Let's see it. So when our input was something else, like this. Okay, so in this case, it is working. I think maybe we had given the wrong input before. So find will also work. So what is the difference? Find method is almost same as the index method. Index method raises the exception if the value is not found. That means exception is nothing but error. Whereas find method will not rise any exception. Okay. So what is the syntax? Value, start and end. You can also mention the start and end character. From which character to which character you want to search. For example, here E we are searching starting from the index 5, ending up to 10. So this is the syntax of find where you can mention the range of the searching operation, right? So I think Vinay, you can still use it. Maybe the input we had given wrong what we have to check it. Last time when we used it gave wrong answer, right? Okay, let me use double quotes. I think we had used double quotes. It's working for all the cases. So you can use this also for this also, right? But again, this alone will not help us because we have to print the false condition also, right? If there is no A, we have to go to the else condition, right? So what you can do is you can check if the return value is null. Print s dot find equal to A. Directly we can't print like this. We have to store it in another variable. And if that is not null, you can print that index of that lowercase a, or else you can print no lowercase a. So you can use this find also. Hope you are able to understand these operations. So all the important operations we are trying to solve in the single question. Doubts in this? So can anyone try find of a with the else part? I mean, how will you print no lowercase a? Suppose I'll comment like this. and I'm entering Arsenal. So see, find is returning -1. How can you overcome this one? So instead of -1, what should be printed? No lowercase a should be printed. So to understand that, you have to know the return value of find. So what does it return? Returns -1 if the value is not found. Okay. So how can you customize this? You can store that s dot find of a, correct? X equal to s dot find of a. Then you can check in the next line if x equal to -1. Print no lowercase, and do like this, no lowercase a, else print index of first lowercase a. Where is our value? It's at x. Okay, so now we are getting no lowercase a. So you can use this syntax. Both will work. Hope you understood, Vinay. So we'll move to the next question. So let us see how many of you are able to do this based on this understanding. So I'll give you the scenario now, right? Based on the scenario, try to solve the problem. Okay. So my requirement is enter the name of the student with space. That is, name should contain only first name and last name as 2 words. Okay. On the same line, enter the age of the student. Enter the age of the student. So after this, what I want to do is you have to store both first name and last name in a single variable. Store both first name and last name in a single variable, right? Age is another variable. Okay, this is my requirement, and you have to print. This is the requirement. So to understand this question, let us take a test case example. For example, if input is was our student name is Virat Kohli and age is 34. So you're entering all these three values on the same line. Okay. Then suppose the string name is VAR, right? So in this VAR, you have to print VAR, which will print the name of the player, name of the student, print age. Right. So this is my requirement. So only 2 words you have to enter. Don't enter multiple words, as some students will have 3, 4 words also in their name. So just assume that first name is having a single word and second name is also having a single word, right? So you have to extract these two and store it in VAR and extract 34 and store it in age, right? So how will you do it? Try to do it. So obviously, how will you enter the input string in the using the input function, right? Then you can split them, input dot split. So this much is my hint. So now what happens? All of them will be separated by space. So Virat will be one value, Kohli will be one value, 34 will be one value. Now what is your job? Combining these two again and extracting this 34 separately and printing that, right? So one way is to use, one way is to use this one, correct. But my requirement is, as I told you, you have to read them into the single string. So don't use map, don't use multiple variables. Okay, I don't want multiple variables. This is fine actually, just in code is fine, but the requirement is using single string, you have to read it. Okay. Why you reading int of input alad? I don't know. This is fine. So what he is doing here is, okay, let me try this one. Will it work or not? And you have to print the age also. Print. Okay, so now I think this is working. So join function is used, correct. So this is what I wanted. See, all other solutions are right, but my requirement is while you read the input, it should be read in a single variable, right? Then after that, you have to do the remaining process, recombining, extracting that you have to do. These are all fine because we have already seen this kind of approach. Okay, this is also fine. S of 0 plus space S of 1, then age S of minus 1. This is fine. So here he's combining join function and using slicing concept. Why 2 he has used this? Because maximum values are 2 only, 0, 1, 2. So he's extracting up to 0, 1 into x and printing that using join function is combining with space. Then 2 is for what? Extracting the last value. This is also fine. The same way, here Nikhil is using negative indexing to extract. See, both approaches are good. Anyone you can use. Here he is using negative indexing so that 34 will be extracted, right? Okay. It's R split and all is not required. Okay. So most of you are following this. So just for your revision, hope you understood. So these are simple questions. You should be able to do it without wasting much time. Okay. Now let's solve some real-time question. Understand the question carefully. We'll see step by step. We will go with it. Okay. So now let us take some input. Okay. Suppose if this is my string, what I want is okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So assume that this is my input. Let's try to learn differently today. I'm writing some input output. You guys guess what could be the possible question. What could be the possible question? What is happening in this question? So there is no question I have explained, right? think about in the reverse process. This is called as reverse engineering, right? Sometimes you don't know what could be the process, right? You start from the in the reverse order. Okay, think. Don't give some random answers. I want you guys to think about the question, right? Don't give me any solutions or something. Understanding the question is very important. So let's see how many can understand the question. So this is like doing road trip, right? So what do you mean by that? You don't have any plan. You just go to one place. Then after reaching that place, you start thinking about from that place, which are all the other places to cover. So in that way. So now you have reached some place, that is input and output we have. Then you have to think about what would be the process. Replace last zero with at, first space with hash, and next space with hash. Okay, fine. To understand it better, let me give you one more test case so that you will get to know. I know it is difficult to guess it just by using one test case. So let us take another test case. Okay, so okay, okay. Now think about it. So we are operating with strings. We are trying to play with the strings here. Last 2 to 8, first space to hash, second space to 8. Ashlita got it somewhat correct. Just think about the perfect question. She got it right around 50%. She got it right. Yes. When I replace O and space with alternative at, Arini, I'm not asking for the code. Okay. Don't give me any code. Think about the question. Okay. I think let's continue with my input. Most of you are finding it difficult to guess it. Anyway, no issue. Just understand now what I'm typing. Just understand and once again see the test case so you'll get a clarity. Right. Now hope it makes sense. See, there is no limit for the input length, so you can't give me numbers. So Anish giving some numbers 100, 10, 12, 14, right? Justin is also trying to give some numbers. So whenever I say input output, don't think about the fixed length because you don't know what is the hidden test case, what would be the possible length. So this is one example. So you have to generalize your approach, right? Now see the question and try to see the test case once again. Replace all the spaces with the hash. and replace every fifth character with at except the first fifth character, right? Except the first fifth character. Every fifth means, so like somebody got it right. Yeah, Ashrita already mentioned here, multiple of 5. So that part is correct by her, right? So replace every fifth character with that except the first fifth character. This is what might have confused you because we are not considering the first fifth character. So assume that your index, assuming index starts from 1, right? So if you assume that index starts from 1, so what is that input? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually we have to replace this t with 8, but we are not doing it because it is the first fifth character. Then immediately after that, there is a space. So space is replaced with hash, right? Now hash is space is replaced with hash, including from that position, right? From t, the next fifth character should be updated with 8. So if you count, how it will be? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I made a mistake here. So instead of h should come here. So that is the output. So instead of h should come. Why? Because after t, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So after h, O will remain as it is. Right? Then again 1, 2, 3, 4, L. So L should be replaced with 8. Right? L should be replaced with 8. Then after that, remaining characters will stay as it is because we don't have fifth character after that. So after that, A, after that L, only ASS is pending. So that means we are not having the multiple of 5, right? So this is what your output going to be. Similarly, you can see this question. So starting from H, very good question. Right? That's a perfect question. I wanted this. I thought somebody will ask this question. Very good. So let me clarify that also. So what is the Vinay doubt is, what if uh, the character itself is a space? Fifth character itself is a space. For example, let us assume GRIET, right? Then what we can do from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us add space here. Then OM. Okay, suppose this is your input. So what you have to do here is GRIT will remain as it is because fifth character will not remove. From this position, what is my fifth character? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, first thing what we have to do is replace that with hash, right? Then we will check after replacing the hash again, since it is a fifth character, that also get updated to 8, right? So th at on. So this is going to be your final one. So hope you understood. So here fifth character is space from this position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is a space. So the space is replaced with hash. But since that hash is coming at the multiple of 5, again that hash has to be replaced with 8. Hope you understood, Vinay. Did anyone got this thought? So like this only how to think when we think about test case. What if that condition itself is the space itself is the multiple of 5? Correct. So first step that you have to do is this hints will be given in the question, so you need not to worry. So if the first if the hash itself is the multiple of 5, then you have to replace that hash also with 8. That would be the question, right? Now think about the logic because it's very tricky. So you can read the string, correct? The first thing that I told you guys is to replace every space with a hash. So that is a simple step. So everyone can do it. So I'll update the original string s dot replace. What you can do space with hash. So this would be your first step, right? So let us print that value. Great. Python. Okay, so now fifth character, I mean the space is replaced with hash, so that is done. Now what could be our next steps? Next steps. So since they have mentioned a multiple of 5, so that means every fifth character should be replaced with at except the first fifth. See, if the question was like this, just replace every fifth character means this could have been bit easy. But they have mentioned except the first fifth means you should be careful about your logic. Correct? So do we require for loop for finding the fifth multiple of 5? Yes or no? First thing is you have to identify what is required, what is my requirement. Do we require for loop? How many of you say yes? Do we require for loop for this? Yeah, no. Anish is telling no. So think about the normal approach. Don't use some complicated code. So Anish, you can just wait for my instruction. Then I will ask you what is your approach, what you followed, how did you get that thought? I will ask. So how will you find out the multiple of 5 without using for loop? What if your string is very big? You have to keep on iterating every fifth character, right? So think about the approach. Yeah, you can use slicing concept for this. There is no restriction, but just forgetting about all the features of Python, basic coding skills you can apply here, right? So you have to just keep iterating every fifth character and replace that with at and remaining character you can just keep on concatenating as it is to the original string that you can do. Think about a large string because there is no fixed length on the string. But if even if the string is very small also, you can't directly just assume that string length will be within 10 or 20. So you can't just extract multiple of 5, 10, 15, 25. In that way, you can't do it because some test cases will be hidden. You can't think about what would be the length of the string, right? So that we can't guess. Yes. So try anyone. How many if are able to at least write something? So obviously you need to concatenate whatever the fifth character is not there. You have to keep adding it to the result as it is. The remaining you have to replace it with at or hash based on the hash. We already done it. So we are just thinking about replacing the fifth character with at. Okay. So this is not 100%. I think you are missing hash here. Again, you are not replacing every fifth character. See here, after T, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So H should be replaced with that, but instead you are replacing O. So this is not going to work. So just try to revise your approach. So these are the kind of questions which you will get in the company exams, right? I mean, not exactly, but I'm just mentioning about the complexity or the trickiness, right? So may look similar easy. Sometimes if you are having good practice, these questions will be easy, but without practice, you will waste a lot of time in understanding the question, right? So just let me continue. I will explain my approach. You understand the approach first, then you can solve the remaining questions in the model, whatever the questions I'm enabling. You can spend next 1 week on the questions that I'm going to add. But until you try, understand at least 70-80% your code is working, then you should continue doing that, right? So you need not to worry about why I'm not getting the exact answer. So here Abdul got almost correct answer. I think if you just had to modify one or two statements here, you'll be able to get the correct output. But without trying, if you just execute the code, you will never improve your logical building. The logical thinking has to improvements. You have to keep trying. That's why we are giving 1 week, 2 weeks time for the problems so that everyone can genuinely try it by themselves. So if you think it just I have to complete my workments, then there is no use of whatever we are doing. Okay, fine. So since we are talking about every fifth character, right? That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me first copy my first value as it is on my string, because assuming index from 1 means I will start searching for my fifth character from index 1. So first character from the input I will just copy into the resultant variable as it is. So s of 0 means whatever the first character is there, that will be concatenated to res, right? Then we have to use the row. There is no other way. So for I in range, so what I will do is I will start my searching from the index 1. Why? Because I've already copied the 0th character into res. So I will start searching from index 1, correct? So I'll go from 1 up to the length of s. So whatever the length of the input might be, I'll be keep on searching till the end of the string, right? Now, you know that slicing, array, sliced, whatever it is, always Python or C language, the index of value always starts from 0, right? So what I'll do is I'll use the if condition to check if I is not equal to 4. Why I'm checking I is not equal to 4? Can anyone tell me? Suppose gr it is my input. Starting from index 0 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first fifth character is located at which index? It is located at index 4, right? That's why we are checking if I is not equal to 4. So except the first to fifth character, right? Except the first fifth. So I am excluding this particular t because it is a fifth character. And this has to be done only once. So that's why we are checking if I is not equal to 4. So this one you understood. So starting from index 0 means up to 4th index we have to compare. That is my first condition. Then I'm using AND operation. AND operation means both the condition has to be true, right? Except the first fifth and multiple of 5. Both has to be true. Here what I will do. So mod operation we have to use. So you know what is mod? What is mod, guys? So if I say 10 mod 5, 10 mod 5, what will be the value? 0, right? Because mod always returns. If the reminder is 0, it will return true condition, right? So similarly, if 5 mod 5 means it will be true condition. Similarly, 10 mod 5 means it will be true condition. 15 mod 5 means true condition, because mod always returns the reminder, and if the reminder is 0, we say that it is a divisible, right? So we are trying to compute the multiple of 5 by using this expression. So I plus 1 mod 5 means, since I starts with 0, right? So 0 plus 1 we are doing, right? So you can apply this. Sorry. So suppose our input is G, R, I, T. and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can keep on checking. So what is our starting value in the for loop? 1, right? So G already copied into the output. So we are starting from here. So 1 comma length of S, right? So I plus 1. That means I mod, if I mod I is not equal to 4 and I plus 1 mod phi equal to 0. So that means 1 plus 1, 2. 2 mod phi is not 0, right? So this condition is false. So we don't replace this at. Then 3 mod phi is again 0. 4 mod 5, I mean 3 mod 5 is not 0. 4 mod 5 is not 0. 5 mod 5 is 0, right? See, this is 4. 4 plus 1 mod 5. Actually, it is 0, but still we won't replace because this condition will become true. So this t will remain as it is. Now, starting from here, suppose continuing with this, the next string is, suppose Python is my next string. Okay. Now assume, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This h has to be replaced with at, right? So h has to be replaced with at. Then you can keep on thinking about the logic. Now 4 we have tried. Now this becomes 5. 5 plus 1, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 1, 8 plus 1, right? So 8 plus 1. That is 9 mod 5. Again, it is not 0, right? But next, once we reach this one, 10 mod 5 will become 0. I mean, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See here. So H is located in the ninth position, right? So 9 plus 1 mod 5 is nothing but 0. So this H we have to be replacing with X symbol. So hope you understood why we are doing this. I plus 1 mod 5. So how will you concatenate? What is the next step? So if this both the condition is true means what we have to do? Our result equal to result plus concatenation. How will you do? This is our concatenation, right? Since it is a string, just update a result with at symbol, correct? Whatever the existing result is there, along with that, you have to update with at symbol. Suppose if that condition is false, what you have to do? You have to keep the every character as it is. Result equal to result plus. How will you extract every character? Just S of 5. S of 5 means the index of every character. Then finally, we have to print our, once we come out of the for loop, we have to print where is our result in the res variable. Now let us test this. Create Python class. Okay, so you can check hash is replaced, I mean space is replaced with hash. And starting from this position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth character is h, that is replaced with h. Again, starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. L has to be replaced with h. Then remaining AWS are as it is. Hope you understood. This is our main logic. So your job is to think about how to combine both the logics into a single statement in the code, right? So this is not going to be easy if you don't have enough practice. You have to just think about the logic, try different approaches, whatever you are able to understand. Any doubt in this? Okay, here Nikhil has come up with some approach. I don't know if it works for all the things. So basically, he has combined with why you have chosen always 9. Python class. Nikhil, again, your code may not work in all the case. So just try to revise. So somewhat it is working. 80% you can say it is the correct one. So you have to just think about the remaining part where it is missing. Okay, because you are using slicing here, you need to be very careful. See, slicing you may not require in all the situations, right? You just need to have a basic, loops, concatenation, accessing, index accessing, right? Only this may be enough for this problem. Yeah. Explain once else part. Okay. So else part, what is happening is Suppose if your input is GRIT, right? So until as long as there is multiple of 5 is not there, what you have to do, you have to keep attaching all the remaining characters into the resultant variable. So initially we already copied G to the variable, right? So in the resultant variable, G is already there. Next character is what? R. So that is, this is also not multiple of 5. So we have to move to the else part, right? So what we are doing, updating the previous character with s of I. So this is the concatenation of the string. So what is our next character? R. So G is my previous character. So G and R will be combined. Similarly, I will be combined. E will be combined. T will be combined, right? So as long as we reach the multiple of 5, this will be executed. Once we reach the multiple of 5, instead of that character, we are adding at with that in that place. Okay, hope you understood, Shita. So try different approaches, whatever you are able to do. But again, thinking about slicing may not be easy for this question because you will need a lot of practice to be expert with that. So this is, I think again, this is 90% it is working using slicing. So except the first character, but T should not be replaced, correct? Just modify your for loop. Just think how to get the exact desired result. So for I in range, she's starting from 4. Can you start this with 5? Then it may work. So great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, H has to be replaced. Instead, O is getting replaced. So just think about this. This can be 4 actually. Yeah, now it is working. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you forgot to include hash only here. So there is no hash. So again, this is not a correct result. First thing that you guys need to do is replace every hash with every space with hash. Then only think about the remaining logic. So try to see what else is working for you guys. Follow that. So now somebody asked, right? Let's try this test case. Grid Python space ON. So I think when I asked this out. So when you can check now. Fifth character is not replaced. Now every fifth character from that position, right? One, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fifth character is space. So instead of space, instead of hash, we have replaced that with at, because initially only we have replaced every character with every space with hash. Then only we are doing this. So don't combine mixing hash and at, then this will not be easy. Again, your code will be a bit complicated. So hope you understood. At least the question you are able to think. Any doubt? So based on exactly the same kind of question, let me just uh, give you one more problem so that you are able to follow the string problems. Suppose if this is my input, I'll just explain the question so that you can just start thinking about the logic. No need to guess the question. Five, six, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. I think I just have to separate this. Okay, just think, see here. So you have to read a string again. So if the string length is, understand the question. If the string length is if the string length is greater than 10, extract first 5 characters and attach 3 stars. That is the question. If the string length is greater than 10. So hope you understood. So what is my string length? Obviously it is greater than 10. So first 5 characters I have to extract. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am extracting first 5 character and the remaining 3 characters has to be 3 stars. That is the first scenario. Now what is the second scenario is if 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 the input length is less than 5. What is less than 5? I mean less than 10. Print the original string as it is and attach as many dollars as possible until the string length becomes 10. Okay. Hope this will help you guys to understand. Okay. Think about this logic. So what I'm telling, if the input length is less than 10, so what is my input here? Arun, right? That means 4 characters. Obviously, it is less than 10. So you have to print the original string as it is. So I'm printing the original string as it is and attach as many dollars as possible until the string length becomes 10. So what I'm doing, the remaining characters, I'm attaching dollar until the overall length becomes 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So overall length is 10. That is the second scenario. First scenario is if it is greater than 10, extract the first 5 characters, then attach 3 stars to it. Remaining you have to ignore, right? If the input length is less than 10, print the original string as it is and attach remaining dollars until the string length becomes 10. That is the scenario. So now try to think about this logic. Very simple one compared to the previous one. This is simple. What you have to do? Very simple. This one compared to the previous question. You just need to read the input, correct? If condition you have to use, there is no need of for loop for here. Do we require for loop for here? Require for loop? No. So Nikhil has already sent the solution. So Nikhil, Vinay. So wait for me to tell, right? Because maybe others might be trying. So don't post your answers until I ask. Okay. So obviously there is no need of for loop because we know this restriction is very simple. Scenario is very simple. Correct. As only two conditions are there. So first thing that we need to do is calculate the length of the string. So check if the length of the string is greater than 10, right? So if length of the string is greater than 10, what we have to do? Extract the first 5 characters. So this you can do with using slicing. So how will you extract the first 5 character? Colon 5, right? Except the fifth index until that fifth index, then concatenate again like previously we did now, same approach, concatenate with 3 stars. So this will solve my first case. If the length of the string is greater than 10, this will be done. Else, in the else case, what we have to do, if this first condition is wrong, right? If it is false, so what we have to do, we have to print the original string as it is, right? So that's what we are talking here. Original string is yes. So just yes should be there. Then we have to do attaching of dollar, right? So dollar we need to attach. How many times we have to attach dollar? Until the string length becomes 10, correct? So what we can do is we can just multiply the dollar, right? So the condition is given already. Maximum length of the string can be 10. So I need to calculate the remaining length, remaining characters that are required, right? How many characters I need to attach dollar. So that again you can calculate using length of the string. So you can just write 10 minus length of the string. So whatever the value it returns will be multiplied by dollar and that will be attached with yes, correct? It's a simple question. Mm, okay, sorry. Right. So this is the first case. And second case was in this case, we have to print extract the first 5 character. Why there is space here? Can anyone tell me? So space is also character, right? So space is also fifth character. So Arun space is included, and after that 3 stars, right? So I think most of you have followed this approach. Correct? Yeah. Star into 3 0 colon 5. Mentioning of 0 colon 5 is not needed because by default starts with 0 only. Fine. So these are the kind of questions which you will get in the strings, right? Any doubt in this question? No, no, the next simple question you can write. The remaining questions, what I'm going to give, I'm just mentioning. So you can write later. The simple question is count the number of alphabets, digits, and any special characters in the given string, right? Print them separately. So how many alphabets are there? How many digits are there? How many special characters are there in the string? You have to print them separately. So tell me what functions you will be using for them to solve this problem. Obviously, you require string methods to do this. What string methods you require? Is anyone? Okay, very good. So is alpha is required. Then what else is required? Is digit is required. Then that's all. Correct. Only two are required, right? So if it is neither is alpha nor is digit, so obviously it will be special character model. So just use for loop, right? So what you have to do is for loop for I in range, what you will do, the length of the string, keep checking if input of the string of I, right? If input of I dot is alpha, correct? So you're just checking if every character is alphabet or not. So what you will do, if it is alphabet, you have to use another variable. Suppose if there is an alphabet count, ELP equal to ELP plus 1. Just keep, I mean, yeah, you can just count function, but I'm just telling the brute force approach without using count. To keep incrementing the individual variables for alphabets, just keep on incrementing that ELP, 4-digit dig variable count, then special character, special variable count, then print them one by one. This is one question that I wanted to tell you. In another last question, I'll just teach you. You can start practicing these problems. This question is a bit tricky. Let me check how many of you understand it. So changing from all A's to all B's. It is similar to your pattern problem, step by step. Okay, changing from all A's to all B's step by step. So what we are trying to do or achieve here is, okay, suppose based on the input length, input number of rows. Suppose if number of rows, so what I want to do here is, first is you have to print based on number of rows 4 means you have to print 4 A's. Okay, without space 4 A's. In the next line, you can keep 3 A's as it is. Last A you have to replace it with B. Okay, then that is for second row. For third row, again first two A's you have to keep it as it is. Last two A's should be replaced with B. Correct. Then keep one, replace remaining with B. Then replace all A's to B. So this is step-by-step procedure. Okay. So based on the number of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So obviously the number of rows, though you mentioned 5, the output you are getting is 5 rows because initially I have to print the original A's as it is. Correct. In the next row, I want to print 3 A's and B, then 2 A's and 2 B's, 1 A, 3 B's, and all B's. Right. That is the question. This also can be easily solved if you follow the previous problem. Suppose like concatenation or multiplication, what you solved for this question, right? This question. So it's a simple question. Can anyone tell me the approach? No need to give the code. What you have to do? So obviously you see the for loop should go from n plus 1, right? Why n plus 1? Because if the number of rows is 4, I have to print 5 rows. If the number of rows is 5, I have to print 6 rows. The number of rows is 10, I have to print 11 rows. So obviously for loop should start from I to n plus 1, correct? So 0 to n plus 1 we have to travel. Then how will you print all A's, each character with based on the number of rows, correct? A into n minus n, correct or not? So I have to just concatenate A multiply with n minus I. So what happens here? So suppose here, what is my A? A is 4, right? A is 4. So 4 minus initially 0. I is 0, right? So I am multiplying A 4 times. So we will get 4 A's. So in the next step, I becomes 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So A will print 3 times. Then 4 minus 2, A will print 2 times. But at the second step, obviously, I have to print B also, right? So concatenation again, you have to do multiply B with what? I only, right? Why I? Because I starts from 0. So initially first row I have to print only A's. Second rows 3 A's plus B into I. So for second I value, iteration value, I value gets updated to 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So I'll print A 3 times. Then B into 1 is 1. So B is printed 1 times. Similarly for this row, 4 minus 2 is 2. So A is printed 2 times. B into 2 is 2. So B is printed 2 times. So like this, you can keep on going in that direction, right? So just you have to understand this logic. N plus 1 is important because don't stick to the number of rows 4 means only 4 will be printed. So understanding the scenario test case is important. Any doubt? Any doubt in this? Yes. So Nikhil, yeah, that is the approach. Simple question. Like this, a lot of interesting questions I've added. I mean, all these are beginner friendly. So those who have, some people might feel them easy, still they can revise their knowledge. Some for those who don't have any idea about strings, they will enjoy these questions because they feel it bit easy also, bit tricky also, right? There is a one more important question is there. Then we wind up after this. Okay, this is again question asked in the product batch example. So what is that it has? Suppose if the input is a string, right? You have to replace every lowercase or uppercase you can take. So since I've given lowercase in the model, I will explain lowercase. So you have to enter the input in lowercase without space, right? And replace every character with the letter immediately following that character in the alphabet count in the alphabet order, right? In the lexicographical order. That means which character comes after A in the lexicographical order? I mean, in the normal alphabetical order. After A, which character will come? Obviously B, right? So for A, I have to replace A with B. Then after R, what character comes? Yes, right? So yes, I have to get. Then after U, what character will come? V. After N, O. After K, L. After U, again V. After M, V. Sorry, after M, N will come. After A, B. Then after R, yes. So hope you're understanding this test case. So if the input is a string without space, only small case letter, output should be the next character possible in the alphabetical order, right? Suppose if there is no alphabetical value, you have to just print, I mean, the test case itself says that input should be within the alphabetical value and without space. So you can't enter the input with the numbers or with the space with special characters. So it's a simple question. So this you can try to solve. So what you can do for this question is you can just declare one string, correct? You can create one string. Suppose alphabetical strings you can create, assign all the values from A to Z, right? So this string I'll keep for reference, right? Then I will just use for loop, then traverse up to the length of the input string, right? Length of the input string. Then what we have to do, suppose if my input is Arun, right? Suppose what is my first character A? I have to find out the index of next character in this alphabetical order, right? So I have to first get the index of A in this string because this is ordered, right? A, B, C, D. In this order, we have created X, Y, Z. I have to first find out the index of A, then access the next immediate character and attach it to the resultant string. So for this, you can use the combination of index function. Index function will help me to identify the index position of the corresponding alphabet. Then what is the next thing? Once I get to know that index, I have to do +1 to it, right? Index +1 I have to do so that I move to the next character, right? Then obviously I have to traverse within that particular length of the alphabet. So how many characters are there in the alphabet? 26, right? So I have to I should be making sure that I am accessing within that range. I should not go out of this range, right? So I have to access that particular next character and attach it to the previous character. That means, so A is getting replaced with B in my resultant array. Now A got replaced with B. Now what is my next character? R in my input, right? So I have to find out W, X, Y, Z, right? What is the index of R? Q, R comes, right? So I have to find out index of this R. Then next character I have to access, attach it to B, right? So in that way, we have to keep on traversing. So the approach is just take one reference string where you have all the values of A, B, C, D up to X, Y, Z. Then you know the index value, find the index of original character, compare that index with the original string and access that particular index value from the alphabetical index, then keep attaching it to the previous result. So try to do it on your own or see whether you are able to understand the logic or not. Okay. Yeah, that is a good question. If the input is Z, that is a very good question. If the input is Z, what you have to do? Suppose if the input is Z, that means you have already reached the dead end of the alphabetical order, maximum 26. In this case, you have to come back to the starting character. After that, what is the next possible value is in the circular order A only, right? So you have to print A back. So very good question by Nikhil. So if the input is Z, you have to come back to the original character starting from A, right? So how will you come back to A? That is the next question. How will you come back to A? You can use mod operation, right? So that you are within that range. Suppose uh, index position is 26, right? So 26 plus starting from 0 if you're thinking. So 25 plus 1 mod you can do. Mod 26 you can do. So 25 plus 1 mod 26, how much you'll get? 26 mod 26, right? So which is nothing but 0. That means when your index is 25, starting from 0, last index position is 25. So 25 plus 1 is 26. So 26 mod 26 is 0. That means again, you are going to extract A, correct? So for every index position, try to give the common expression that as index plus 1 mod 26, right? Then you can be within that range. So try to think about the complete logic, whatever I've explained, and try to solve. Did you understand, Nikhil? Yes. If the variable reaches end, then reinitialize to start. Same logic as circular queue. Yes. Yeah. It's similar to circular queue, but it's not that big. You need not use circular queue to do this question. So you just need to use the mod approach, right? Come back to the starting character. So like this, you have totally 10 questions in the string. So I'll enable them. One more question I wanted to ask. When is your internals, guys? Exams. So just you have to tell me, request me personally, how many days you require to solve these problems, or do you need extension? Because without your feedback or input, I'll just follow whatever the deadlines that I'm giving. Okay. So today, Monday 15th, right? So maybe up to 21st, I'll enable Sunday up to Sunday night. I will enable the string questions. Then after that, you guys can uh, string along with that list questions. List a few problems I will add. Okay, so up to Sunday night, list and string questions you will be solving. Then I'll give sir for our section one exam is from 22nd only. 24th I heard. Okay, anyway, so you can access them up to Sunday, because I don't want to give more time and people just do copy pasting work. So genuinely, if you want to try, follow the deadlines. Okay. So up to 21st, I will enable 10 questions from strings, at least five questions, minimum 5 questions from list. Then you can just continue with your mid exams. Then once your mid exams are over, I'll be adding questions based on the other topics, that is sets, tuple, dictionary, right? A lot of other topics are there. Python functions I have to start. Then there are advanced concept, right? Random integer, random functions are there. So we'll go slowly after the mid exams. Okay. So this approach would be helpful for you, right? Is it okay if I discuss one or two problems like this, or you want me to continue with the theory topics? Yes. So discussing the problem, how many of you require it? So hope you are able to understand or get interest when I explain the problems, right? Problems plus theory. Okay, understood. So what we'll do from now on is, suppose if there is a Python sets and tuple. So first we'll go through the theory, then discuss few problems on that. Directly modal problems only I'll discuss, so that at least you will try to approach or do it on your own with interest. Okay. So next concepts, uh, from tomorrow onwards, we'll be having sets, tuples, and a lot of functions concept I am teaching, right? Some advanced topics are there that I will explain in the tomorrow session only. So today, hope string problems will be able to solve, right? I'll enable them immediately after my session. Okay. So I'll see you in the Wednesday session again. So in the Wednesday session, we'll continue with the remaining topics. Till that time, you can just keep solving the problems in models. Okay. Tomorrow you have a practice session. You can first 1 hour you can utilize for model problems. Okay. See you in the next session. Thank you. Also, if your solutions, if you're getting some solutions, please post in the Q&A forum if you are having any doubt. Whenever I'm free, I'll respond. See you soon.